going on, everybody? Thought I'd make this video today. It's on the American Hunter deer feeder. This is a 220-pound deer feeder. This feeder was given to me as a gift. My grandpa bought it, never used it. A little hard for him to get around and go hunting now, so he gave it to me. I've never used one, don't have any experience with them, so I'm just kind of learning myself with this thing. Tried to put it up last weekend, got everything set up. Internal battery in the feeder was good. I could get the date and time and everything working, but I could not get the actual spin feature to work that actually throws the corn out. So I went on Amazon, read a few things, watched a few videos. Most people said it was the battery. This is the battery that was in the feeder. It's American Hunter battery, 6 volt. A lot of things said that you could only use either the American Hunter battery, Energizer, or Duracell. I bought one of these just as a little test run off Amazon. It's an Ever-Ready battery, 6 volt, same exact as the American Hunter. This thing's like $10 or $11 on Amazon Prime. Got it in 2 days. Just put it in the feeder a few minutes ago and it did work. So I do know that this battery works. So if you are looking for a replacement battery, these things are cheap. They are on Amazon. You can order one. It will work, the American Hunter deer feeder. So let's go ahead and get into it. I'm gonna go ahead and put the battery in. This thing's got a bracket on it that goes from here to here. As you can see in here, you've got your points. This side's positive, the one in the middle is negative. I probably just messed that up. But positive, negative. So I'm gonna put the positive down. I'm gonna put the negative right there in the middle. When you push this thing in, it will sometimes get caught on the outside here. So just make sure when you push it in that it is in. As you can see, I'm already having trouble. That's in right there where it's actually moving that spring. So this is the bracket here. This piece goes on top. It's got a hole in the bottom for a little stub on the bottom right here. Make sure that that thing does get snapped in good. If not, that battery will pop back out and the actual feed feature will not work. So I've got that in. Everything's holding in already. So let's go ahead and get to setting up on this thing. On the left side of it here, you've got your on and off switch. It is right here. I've got the solar charger hooked up and the solar charger already mounted. So I'm gonna turn this feeder on. When I turn this feeder on, it is going to start flashing a time. That time is gonna be your real time. So if you're setting the feeder up and it's 5:30, you need to set it at 5:30. If it's 6 o'clock, 6 p.m., you need to set it at 6 p.m. That is going to be the time that your feeder knows to go off when you set your feed times. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this on. And it is flashing. So what we're going to do is we're going to run this up. Currently where I'm at, it is 4. You do have to wait for this thing to get done flashing. You can't press any of these buttons to make it go forward. Currently it is 450, so we're going to put it at 450. Wait for it to get done flashing. It's going to move to the day. Today is Thursday for me, so we are going to move it to Thursday. So 4:50 p.m., that's going to be your real time, that very first time that starts flashing when you come up. So it's done. I've got it at 4:50. That's my real time. So you've got your plus and your minus. This is going to be to run your times up and down. And then your test feature we're going to go through at the end. You've got your program button here, which we're going to use in a second. And then this is a reset button. This will return everything back to basically like the factory settings. And you can go back through and reset it. So the actual display here runs off an internal battery. This battery that we just put in has nothing to do with this. This battery only runs the actual spinner here, the feeder. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit program. The very first number that starts flashing is going to be your feed cycle. So you can set up multiple cycles of things that you want. So if you want to set up different day and times, you can do that in there so that you can have different settings that you can set it off at. I'm only going to need one. Like I said, I don't have much experience with it. So the very first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to adjust your hours. This is going to be when the feeder goes off. So I'm going to set mine for 3:30 a.m. You can press program through these to get to the next setting. I want my feeder to go off at 3:30 a.m. Okay. Once you get your time right, you're going to press program. It's going to go to the days. There are multiple different options that you've got. You can do 1 day a week. You can do every day during the week. You can do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, just the weekend, every day but Sunday. There's multiple options that you can do. I'm going to have my feeder go off Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. That is when I want mine to go off at 3:30 a.m. All right. The next number that flashes is going to be the amount of time that the feeder spins. So I want my feeder to spin 15 seconds. That's going to put out enough corn, I'm pretty sure, to keep the deer in here, to keep them here eating, but not let them eat all night like they've been doing. So if you want to press program and run through everything, you've got your first feed cycle, 3 o'clock or 3:30 in the morning, Monday, Wednesday, Friday for 15 seconds, okay? Now, you've got your feed time set up, you've got your real time set up. The next thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to test it, because you want to make sure it works before you throw 200 pounds of corn in there and then figure out that it don't work. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go to the test feature here. Never mind. We're going to go to the test feature, so we're going to hit this button here that says test, and we're going to run that thing down to whatever time you set your feeder to go off for. So I set mine to go off for 15 seconds, so I'm going to run the test feature for 15 seconds just to make sure that it's working, and just to make sure that I think 15 seconds is enough spin time. So after this thing gets done, it takes, I think, 30 seconds once you press the test button. It's going to return back to your original date and time. Once it does that, we'll go back into the test feature and I will show you. Like I said, last weekend I did try to set this thing up and was having issues. I couldn't get the feeder to spin. Put the battery in there from Amazon that people said would not work, and it ended up working. So I'll make another video if the feeder dies out on me or if the battery drains or anything like that. But as of right now, this battery will work. This battery will spin the feeder, and I'll make another video if the battery's junk and it won't work for me. So that thing's still on 15. It takes, I think they said 30 or 45 seconds for it to return back to the day and time, but it will return back to 4:53 p.m. So, all right, so once it does that, we're gonna go back into the test button here, and we're gonna press the button, and once we get in there, it's gonna be on the time that you set. So mine's gonna be for 15 seconds, and then we are going to press the button again. Once you press that button twice, there is gonna be a 5-second delay, and then this should start spinning, okay? So we're gonna hit test, 15 seconds comes up, we're gonna hit test again, there should be a 5-second delay, and this should start spinning, just like that. So once you go into test feature, like I said, put it on the amount of time that you put, wait for it to go back to the home screen where it shows the date and time, go back into the test, hit it, and then hit it one more time, so a total of 2 times. Once you, hit the test feature, once you get in there and it shows the amount of seconds, hit it one more time, and it should start spinning for you. I will make another video on kind of the battery to make sure that the battery is good. I'll see how long it lasts me. It is currently May here in North Carolina, so deer season doesn't start for a few more months. I'm hoping that this will get me through at least until the beginning of deer season, and then I've got another battery that I've got on the charger at home that I'm gonna put in there. So if you got any more questions or anything, and a turkey just gobbled. If you got any questions or anything, comment in the section, or put it in the comments down below. I'll answer as many as I can. There is a PDF file online. I'll try to find it and put it in the description so that you can go to that. And if you're having any issues with anything, it'll tell you exactly how to set everything up. So if you got any questions, comment below and I'll try to answer as many as I can. Yeah, thank you very much.